Hana? Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Alright. And 3, 2, 1. You're listening to Runescape Weekly for July 6, 2019. I'm your host, Magebit, with over 18 years of RuneScape experience. Joining me today is Hana, and on today's show, Jagex to sell for $530 million, comp changes, breaking the storm, month ahead, July, double XP on the horizon, player support blog, account security. Stat changes coming to the max and kill capes. Getting into games by mod days. Partnerships for old school RuneScape. Partnerships polls close early. Jagex's famous wording. MTX is inevitable. Resistance is futile. That's not how facts work. Jagex's team continues to expand. Permaban numbers from 2018 revealed. Old school RuneScape creative beta of RuneScape 3. Partnershippers. Old school views of RuneScape 3. I know we said no more batches, but hero items are hot. And your mild-mannered rant. Thanks for tuning into the show, and enjoy. Welcome back to your Saturday edition of RuneScape Weekly. Real quick, big thank you to Ricky A, Cass, and Dialo for making this show a possibility. We got a huge docket on the horizon today. I am really excited to tackle the show, and I'm really excited to have Hana, and we have David kind of floating in the background if he wants to plug in on anything that he feels is notable to him. You are more than welcome to jump in, David. And we have kind of melded two shows together here into one. We have our regular RuneScape show, and then I kind of jammed an old school RuneScape special into the middle here that involves old school RuneScape and a partnership program that they had going on in the middle of the week. So we will also be talking about that as well. So it's going to be interesting, to say the least. I hope you will join us on this journey. Anyway, I've been enjoying the Breaking the Storm event. I guess we can check in real quick with everyone before we obviously begin said show. Hana, how you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, the event's been really fun. It's been a nice community get together, and people are mostly not been garbage, fortunately.
This is
People can't be completely not garbage, but it's been good.
This is probably one of my favorite events that they have done so far as promotional style events. This is the most, as far as MTX and content, I think this is the closest they've interwoven them. But that aside, if you don't look at it that way, which, I mean, turning a blind eye to something like that might be not the best thing to do, but everything else about this event, bringing everyone to one area, incentivizing people to train here, while also giving the currency out and having those two kind of dual options running at the same time. So you could play the game normally if you wanted to, still collect the currency. Cool. Liked that. But if you're a skiller and you could benefit from that portable community, or those banks style skills, you could come here. Or if you wanted to train on one of the actual, I'm pointing to my monitor like it matters. Like you can see which monitor I'm playing RuneScape on one of the many screens over here. Or if, so you can actually see the players who are interacting with the event, or the skillers who are skilling here, and I love that so much, and it makes me so very happy.
Yeah. It's not. I mean, it's weird because they've done events like this before.
Right.
I mean, not one launching into a new land, but they've done them for like reworks and stuff. And this one's a weird amalgamation of like those events and the old currency events that we used to do that people started saying they hated. So they stopped doing them a bit. It's an interesting mix. It works pretty well. It's, yeah, like you said, just seeing everybody together. And World 65 has turned into a hotspot now, so now you got people doing garbage on it. But if you're in one of the worlds that's just like kind of populated, then you're probably just talking to people in a way that you don't very often in the game anymore, because everyone's actually in the same place and everyone's actually staying there for like weeks on end.
Right. It's pretty fantastic. So
I mean, the XP is good, but I don't think it's like broken good.
no, it's not, for the most part. I mean, so right now, so I'm crafting finally. Now they saved crafting for the last like 4 days of the event, roughly 3 days of the event-ish, and that's okay. They clearly saw that I was going for 120 crafting at the time, and they didn't want, you know, me to be doing crafting the entire event. And no, obviously the world doesn't revolve around me, but 200k an hour is what I'm getting baseline, and what I was doing earns. I was making earns. I was getting 100k an hour, not firing earns. Firing earns. 100k an hour firing earns with the bonus. So 10% bonus. So without that 10% bonus, I was getting like 80k an hour. So I mean, honestly, this event is very generous, but not broken generous. It's not like it's 500k an hour or 400k an hour where you would be getting, like Black Dragon Hide or something. That's like what you'd be getting for like Black Dragon Hide. What I'm getting,
Yeah,
good, yeah.
I
Adios,
think it's just slightly worth doing.
Adios saying like 16,000 rivets got them to level 21. So how long did it take to get 16,000 rivets, I guess, would be my first question, and relative to the time consumed. But
It would be an amazing time to make a new account. If you
right,
plan on doing one of those anytime soon.
I was very tempted to bring my hardcore down here, but I was just like,
how
no.
come you didn't?
How come I didn't? Just because it's cheap. It's cheap. And I'm not like, it's the same reason I'm ignoring player-owned farms. Because it's cheap XP. I mean, go look at my rune metrics if you can. I think it's public. Or go look at my rune clan. I don't farm anymore, and if I do farm, it's like only herbs. I don't touch player-owned farms because it's cheating, in my opinion. Until they nerf it, it's too much XP. So stuff like this, especially for a hardcore RRman, is cheating. If you want to do it for your account, that's fine. But for me, and I won't do it for my account. I mean, there are other lines that I'm willing to cross for my account, but when it comes to XP, that is not a line I'm willing to cross. Like for bossing, like I would totally have David carry me over the line in certain instances as I'm learning stuff and whatnot. But when it comes to like gaining XP, I'm an XP whore. Like that is just something I love to do, and I'm willing to just go 5.4 bill. There's only like 1 or 2 skills that I dread gaining XP in, and I think everyone can name one of those skills, but I can't even. But anyway, moving along. We can get into the show unless anyone has anything they want to add to that. I don't want to ramble incessantly.
Well, I don't think they're going to be nerfing it anytime soon. It's pretty popular.
Right. I mean, people like free XP. That's the thing is, people like free XP. People like handouts. That's just the thing. You've seen.
You're a bit extreme on that.
What?
Player-owned farms isn't. It's not handouts.
All right.
I mean,
It's
there's
huge
a reason
You have to play the game, fair.
There's a reason Magic Tree seeds have crashed to like 10% of their value. There's no point.
There's a reason a
farming
seed from 10 years ago is. Yeah, I don't see why that's important, though. That's kind of my point.
Well, my issue is when they add something as powerful as player-owned farms that gives this end-game level XP, right? That totally dwarfs other content in farms that is clearly made for gaining XP at a lower level, yet unlocks at a measly level 37. And you can massively jump your XP up and end up at level 99 so quickly. And then there's no content past level 99, yet you're still gaining massive XP past level 99 to this virtual 120, that you then get this virtual 120 cave that means nothing, allegedly means nothing. So that's where my issue comes in, is they fling you towards this virtual goal that they tell you means nothing. So unless there is a hidden agenda for virtual levels to eventually mean something, which is what I keep telling myself, that all of these jacked up XP rates are secretly, just ways for Jagex to justify adding 120s, later on, so the game can have, a new life later on, because 99 can't last forever when your game is almost 20 years old. Everyone's already 99. What are you going to do? Like, you got to add new levels. But anyway, that is not a discussion I planned on getting into. One thing we want to open up with here, we have some PSAs. First up, Jagex is selling, or being sold rather. Fukong is selling Jagex for $530 million to help pare down its debt. So it says here, China's Fukong Interactive Entertainment will sell its overseas business, including British gaming arm Jagex, its major driver revenue, in order to pay off debt. Fukong penned a deal with U.S. platinum fortune valuing Jagex at $530 million and giving Hongtou Networking Hong Kong a value of $0. The Shanghai-based game developer said in a statement yesterday. The firm is selling the units in order to obtain the funds and repay most of its maturing debts, it said, adding that after this, the Fukong will focus on developing domestic mobile games. The company has been involved in 57 litigation and arbitration cases as of yesterday, most of which were related to financial and credit disputes involving about 8.1 billion Chinese currency, I suppose, or 1.2 billion US dollars in capital. Hongtou manages Jagex, a Cambridge-based developer of RuneScape and old-school RuneScape, free-to-play, massively multiplayer online role-playing game. Last year, Jagex generated $808 million in revenue, which equaled about 99.5% of that of Fukong's revenue. Its net percent attribute of Hongtou was $398 million that year. Fukong's share price has risen 4% today. So it sounds like that was the only thing that Fukong really had going for it, was Jagex, and it kind of saved their butt, pretty much. Canceled out their debt, almost. And now we are in the hands, once again, of an American company, which is, in my opinion, worse.
It hasn't been finalized yet. I thought that was just their valuation, not their sale.
Yeah, I don't think anything's been finalized yet. But I wouldn't be concerned, but I believe the company that wants them is actually Dutch, if that matters at all. I don't think it really matters, but they're not necessarily a gaming company. They just want them to invest. And I think that's really what it comes down to and what people really should know. Anyway.
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't know. We'll see what change doesn't have to be bad. So I guess we'll see what happens with it.
Anyway. So that's that. That was the evaluation of Jagex and their 530 million evaluation. Cassian, it could have been justified if farming had been expanded to 120. Yeah, I agree. The farm is a fantastic addition if there had been content past 99. If all that stuff was past 99, I would have been elated. But they decided to not do that. Even not all that content, just some of it. All was more than I meant to say. Next up here is we have comp cape changes, I believe. This one's for Pyrn. If you thought the dig site workers have taken a long time to start sailing off the land at a time, spare a thought for the poor J-mods who have been working on comp cape for a literal millennia. Well, sort of. Plus, we'll reveal how you can get your mitts on the woodcutting elite outfit and some rather stylish looking elf ears. First up is comp cape. Thanks to your feedback, we've been able to make some significant changes to the comp cape redesign. Here's the latest info. How the new comp cape will work. From now on, every significant content update we will add at least one new comp cape requirement and at least one new trim requirement. The only reason we won't add a new requirement are if the content update is so small that there isn't really anything to create a requirement, like a ninja fix, if the nature of the update doesn't lend itself to requirements, such as a limited time event, if there is a strong reason for new requirements that shouldn't be added, such as the impact on the economy would be too large and the game would be disrupted in some way, it would create too high of a dependency on luck. The comp requirement will be something which requires you to participate in content enough to understand it. Essentially, the comp cape should represent players who have played everything. A comped player is a player you can ask about in any update and they'll be able to tell you something about it. Sing for the Lady, Uncorrupted Ore, The Lost Toys, and I'm Forever Washing Shadows are a good example of comp requirements. They require you to play enough of the content to understand it. In contrast, trim requirements will be something which require you to have we're getting a lot of bleed through from somebody from your audio, Hannah. Would you mind? Thank you. When you see someone with trim, you should see someone who has completed everything. The player who knows the game inside and out. If there's something to do, they've done it. Complete Trekkie, Ivan is Flailing, and Memorialized More Than Once are good examples of a trim requirement. They require the player to really go above and beyond, exhaust the update, doing everything they can. The one exception to trim are things we consider so difficult or time-consuming that they don't belong even on trim. These requirements either have such a high skill requirement that the vast majority of players couldn't ever accomplish them, or involve such a long, mindless grind that we don't want to push players to complete them. Telos 4K is an example of something which is too difficult, while 200 million XP in a skill is an example of an accomplishment which is too much of a grind. We may still create achievements for these grinds, but those achievements would not be part of trim. So that's interesting. It's good to know that they'll still create achievements for those types of things, but the fact that they're not including them on trim makes me you know, I don't hate that as long as there's still achievements in the game, as long as they can still impact rune score. I just think they should have a heavy weight to rune score. The whole like, oh, you got 1 rune score point, when it's like an insanely difficult rune score thing, like EIEIO doing 10 rune score and then like completing final boss doing 10 rune score is not the same thing. Go ahead.
Well, EIEIO is a trim requirement as well, so.
Okay, cool. Point being,
just that, not to nitpick, but
yeah, right.
That specific thing.
I was just literally grabbing random things, but the big thing that I wanted to point out was the point discrepancy in rune score should definitely be made sure, like when you complete something large like that, you should get a large amount of points. Like if you go and do that, should be like, 50 points, not 10 points. That's all I'm saying. To jump you ahead in the leaderboards. That's all. Anyway, where was I? So, passive benefits. Although the comp cape still exists as a physical object, all the benefits of wearing it have been transformed into passive benefits. The following benefits.
Thank you.
The following benefits, which currently are inherited by the comp cape from other capes, will be decoupled from the comp cape and become accessible in-game through other means. As specified above, these will become permanent effects, toggleable or activatable depending on the benefit. So from Max Cape and 99 Skill Capes, the Max Guild Teleport, the ability to add 3 Skill Cape perks to your Cape slot, from the Ardoin Cape 4, the Kandaren Monastery Teleport, the Manor Farm Teleport, the Summoning Restore once per day, all task rewards from the Ardoin tasks that require the cape to be worn, from the Ava's Alerter, the Arrow Retrieval effect, from the Bone Sack Enhanced, from the Skeletal Horror teleport, from Jared's Cape, various thieving bonuses and effects, from the Spirit Cape, and 20% less summoning special energy when using summoning scrolls. The only benefit not included from the current comp cape is the Fire and Kiln Cape effect, which allows for bonus damage when fighting ice strike worms, as we'd like to return to this being a cape exclusive benefit. That's actually pretty cool.
Is it though? Are we sure that that's cool?
I don't know. You tell me. You're the PVMer. I thought having like
I mean, I'm not really.
Capescape would be cool again.
I don't really do ice strike worms. Yeah, I get what you're saying with like Capescape and stuff, but
because you can just buy the perk,
stuff
right?
Like that just seems so artificial to me. Yeah, you could just buy the perk, right? So it's also like kind of irrelevant.
It's like you become a good slayer in like a matter of like 10 hours of slaying anyway, and that becomes an irrelevant feature. But I don't know.
I don't hate it. I don't know. It's fine. It's been interesting. I've had to update all my presets with Kiln Capes, which feels weird.
I just like the memes. I've been enjoying the memes of everyone going after all the kiln, trying to get rushing to get all the different Kiln Capes now, and now everyone hoping that there's going to be some like combination of the cape or something. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I've had them in my bank since that content like came out, basically, and it's been useless since I got my comp cape, but now I use it all the time. I'm at Vindicta right now and using them. Or using the melee one.
Cool. I don't have any of them, so this is a big incentive for me. Like, I mean, I already had a big incentive because I'm coming up on, my goal of moving along to PVM anyway. But I mean, this is just more of like an excitement factor for me now, because now those capes are useful when they weren't useful. So I was like, I gotta go do the kiln. And it's like, well, cool. Now I have more of a reason to do the fight kiln.
They were better than your max cape.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're better than the max cape. Yeah.
But like, yeah, they're better than the max cape, but they weren't pre this
Yeah,
update.
they were.
All right, they were.
Yeah, they're always better. Yeah.
All right, well, I don't like you guys anymore. Get out of here. Anyway,
I'm really happy with the comp rework. It did the most important things that the comp rework needed to do. It'd be cool to have new stuff, but the reason the comp cape rework came up in the first place was because there were all these broken things about it, and their original design document didn't really address most of them, and this actually addressed all the weird problems they had with the cape becoming bloated over the years and borderline OP and people feeling like they have to get it. And now that it's just a cosmetic, it will have status but won't be something you feel like you have to live your life around.
Right. I'm really hoping that this opens up more diversity in that department. I'm all for diversity in gear to be worn. That's always been an issue. I just think in RPGs in general, especially MMORPGs, is just you fight for the top piece of gear for whatever expansion you're on at the time, and that's just the meta. It's always been the meta, and it's easier to program for, and it's easier to it's easier to design for, and it's easier to account for when you're dealing with your own even your own clan. It's like if everyone has a different type of armor that does something different, you're like, what the hell are you wearing, Dan? Like, I don't even know what the freaking divine bootlicker of that is. Like, what are you wearing? Like, where did you even get that? Like, that it could get confusing. I understand that, like, if there was like 800 million different types of items, but having some games do it by like you can add like gems into stuff, and that adds like different types of like perks. And then Invention does that, I guess, to some degree, and I guess I'm already bored of that. I guess Invention didn't do it enough for me. I don't know. Let me move along here. Changes to achievements. The following achievements have been removed from the comp cape and trim comp requirements. So Reaper Crew and how many games are gone. The following achievements have been added to the comp cape. Been there, done that. The following achievements have been added to trim. Salty, Sandy, EIEIO, and the updated version of the work on your artisan. These achievements will have 1 month grace period, which means you have 1 month to complete them before you lose access to your cape. We have the ability to apply grace periods to other achievements if we feel like we need to, but we don't expect this to be the norm. So that's interesting. We have some grace being applied here. Not a fan. But what I found weird about myself was that now that Reaper detached itself from comp, I immediately found it more appealing to me. Like, I was like, okay, now I want to get the Reaper cape. It just seems more. It seems easier. Seems less.
Wait,
tainted.
You mean now you want to get the comp cape, or now you want to get Reaper?
I want Reaper Crew now.
Oh, okay.
Now that it's not attached to comp, I'm more interested in getting Reaper and Final Boss and stuff like that. Now that it doesn't have anything to do with comp. So that's, like, I don't understand why.
How come?
I don't know. That's just me. I'll ask my therapist, all right? We'll talk about that in my next therapy session. I have no idea. Changes to achievements, Reaper. Let's talk about Reaper, shall we? Some bosses from the Reaper requirements are extremely challenging to complete due to their difficulty and their forced group interactions. Therefore, we've removed the Reaper requirement from the comp cape. To make up for removing these requirements from the cape, some of the comp cape stats are now passive bonuses from earning the Reaper Crew achievement. The comp cape stats have been lowered to match the max cape stats. The difference between these stats have been added as a passive effect unlocked by completing Reaper Crew achievements, although a few have been tweaked slightly for balancing reasons. The added stats for completing Reaper Crew are plus 200 HP, plus 20 armor, plus 2 prayer, plus 12 melee, ranged, and magic strength. Additionally, the music tracks that are unlocked behind these boss encounters will now unlock upon starting the fight. comp cape cosmetics. We're adding the comp cape and trim cosmetic overrides. If you've already purchased comp or trim from the Varric Museum, you'll get these on login. However, if you've not, you'll need to complete the comp and trim achievements, making them available for your purchase. And the Profound Halo pole. Some of you might have seen the pole concept art that was released last week. One of the cosmetic items will be awarded to players who have completed the How Many Games achievement. We know the initial Halo design wasn't well received, so we've gone back to the drawing board and released new concept art. So that's up for voting. And we've got woodcutting.
There's already a winner, I think.
Is it? Do we have a winner?
Yeah, the number 2 won, I think, by it got 95% of the vote or something.
Okay, cool.
It kind of feels like they released, in order to make it look like players really loved it, they had one really, really good design and 2 awful designs, and so it just looks like everybody loved the second one, and the second one is fine. It was just kind of funny to me how laughably bad the other 2 were.
The second one is definitely the better one of the 3. Elite woodcutting outfit also in the game, as long as you're 70 woodcutting. I definitely banged that out right in the event down in the whatchamacallit, Breaking of the Storm.
Why didn't they give us the divination one too? Not divination. There's one more left, right? Isn't there?
And who's what? What'd you say?
Isn't there another outfit we still need?
That they added recently?
No, there's one more elite outfit left.
Oh yes, there is. There's definitely one more. Cassinia saying, me too, now that comps aren't required, I'm also interested in Reaper Crew. Why is that? Is it because the bonus is detached? Or is it just because it's not part of comp? I wonder what is it? I can't figure it out. I need to know though.
I mean, now you could get your stats by just buying, buy your 1 KC in every boss, and it takes a day, and you don't have to worry about also doing comp on top of that, and you get the same bonus. So it's Reaper is the easiest comp requirement by far if you just buy it.
I'm definitely gonna try my hardest to learn, but hey, how you doing, Roller Ghoster? What is the Herblore training method that is coming out? We have a new Herblore D&D that's coming to the island. It's gonna be these little mushroom people, I believe, that are gonna be. I don't know too much about it. I could learn more about it. I've been purposefully keeping myself blind, but I do have a document that will reveal the entire thing. If you want it, I can link it to you in chat. I can pull it up. But on a selfish level, it's just easier to maintain. Don't need to constantly chase new requirements and leeches. The fun of the updates, right? Yeah, that's definitely part of it. Also, did you take the free boost from the event? Oh, heck yeah. I took the free... All right, here's the thing. I took the free boost, and I used it on... portable crafting, because I was testing it for science to see if it worked on not the event. I didn't read the little tooltip that says that it's for only the event, because I'm an idiot. And hey, I'm just hard on myself. But then I proceeded to get suckered in. Have I talked about the event on the show yet in full? I don't know if we've talked about the event on the show yet in full.
I didn't even go see what the event was about, actually.
I liked
Wow.
Hana?
It's just missing out on the fun community aspects of the game. Jeez.
All right. I love this event, but I also we had to have a sit down about the boost brews, because now it could just be because I'm I'm upping my medications, and I'm a little susceptible right now to impulsivity. But I went and bought probably 12 boost brews, and I was like, crafting's not going to cost me anything thanks to this event. And I was blinded. I know they don't stack, but you don't drink them all at once, obviously. You drink them one at a time. I tested that with only like 30 seconds left. I drank my next one to test that. To make sure. I was like, they don't stack. At least I scienced that one a little more carefully. But you know what? I also was gonna, if this has, I was like, does this also? Because the first one was free. I was like, then the next one I saw was 45. You drank them all. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. When I saw the next one was 45, I was afraid the next one after that was going to be 90 and so on and so forth. I thought that was the logic they were going on. I was like, Jagex, you got sold. But no, it wasn't that bad. But it was that bad because I spent like 200 million gold, which is way more than what I would have spent on Black Dragon Hide.
Oh yeah, crafting is pretty cheap if you use Black Dragon Hide. Most people use Dragon Stones, right? On Double XP weekend. That's pretty expensive.
I know.
It wouldn't be an MTX event without a story of how Magebit wasted money on it.
I'm not good with GP, clearly. Or I would have a lot more.
It would not be RS3 content without MTX involvement.
Oh, my stomach. Yeah, I know, right? The fact that how closely they've married MTX and the actual like launching of new content is kind of scary. But I'm going to ignore that for now and just chug along. I think I'm getting MTX sickness. Oh, let's keep going. Oh. Yeah, I know the feeling. I'm starting to get dizzy in the face. Elf ears, that's also a thing. Back to that document. You already know about that, though. Breaking the Storm. We just talked about that, so if you thought that was well planned, it wasn't. I just happened. Oh, now I've got stabbing pains in my fingers. That's cool. I wanted that. No, that's cool.
That sounds like the opposite of cool.
Yeah, it is pretty the opposite of cool. Hang on. All right, so we talked about Breaking the Storm. Let's listen to the month ahead real quick. I'll put it on screen, and we will listen to it here as I'm super prepared to do this. But let's do it. Listen. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
After all the build-up and boat building, it's time to set sail for the land out of time on the 8th of July. There'll be fresh danger, dinosaurs, new activities, big game hunter, and a chunk of stuff for your favourite skills, including our biggest agility course and loads more. We guarantee it's going to be a right Jurassic lark. And who knows, perhaps it's also the perfect time for a cheeky bonus double XP weekend. The Land Out of Time brings a new training method for the hunter skill called Big Game Hunter, and it all focuses around 9 towering, terrifying dinosaurs. Squaring off against these hulking monstrosities is out of the question, and if you hope to get the better of them, you'll need to think on your feet. The aim is to take boss fight mechanics and entwine them with the DNA of non-combat. And besting them gives you the chance to gain essential resources that might make a new level 75 ranged armor set and a new melee weapon. And remember that alongside this new content, we're also revamping the entire hunter skill and making the elite hunter outfit earnable in-game. The Land Out of Time offers a more dynamic take on agility. The island is encircled by an expansive agility course. There's not only the quickest way of traversing it, but can also be joined or left at regular intervals. A complete circuit will take roughly 7 minutes, although there are also plenty of smaller sub-circuits to enjoy. Taking advantage will also put you in the running for some loot grabbing, including new ability codex pages that can unlock 2 charges for 2 new abilities, Mutated Surge and Mutated Escape. The Land Out of Time will add a whopping 8 new Slayer creatures, including 4 dinosaurs and 4 fearsome carnivorous plant-themed nasties. Yes, that means players can now grow and cultivate their own Slayer mobs. And also new is the cluster task type, which is designed to give you more freedom to shape your Slayer tasks as you see fit. Assigning these new tasks is new high-level Slayer Master Lania Kea, who will also have a range of more conventional tasks to offer, but with a high-level focus. You can read more about all the exciting new features found on the island, including the new base camp, the perk boosting totems, and a new Herblore XP activity on our website. I really can't wait for you to visit the Land Out of Time, which will be available to RuneScape members on the 8th of July. And speaking of which, there's never been a better time to be a member than Double XP Weekend, and we're delighted to confirm there's one on the way this month. The fun will run from July 26th to July 29th, throughout which members can enjoy double XP returns on almost every skilling activity in the game, including those on the Land Out of Time. And if you're not currently a member, or even if you are, we have yet more good news. Summer Special. You have until August 4th to grab 3 months of RuneScape membership for the price of 2. This stacks with any existing membership you already have. We've been working really hard on getting you a playable beta of the bank changes to test, and we're excited to announce that it's planned for the back end of this month, featuring a new interface, placeholders, 6 additional bank tabs, filters, and much more. It'll be ideal to store all of your new Land Out of Time riches. The summer skill off takes place in the crater and will concentrate on 6 skills: Hunter, Cooking, Runecrafting, Agility, Dungeoneering, and Herblore. Players will be able to gather tokens by skilling that can then be deposited at the corresponding station. Players will then receive boosted XP in the associated skill and a vote. At the end of each voting period, the skill station with the fewest votes is deactivated. The last skill standing will be declared the winner. Month 2 of RuneScape's latest Twitch Prime offer is rapidly drawing to a close, and with the chance to grab 2 guaranteed super rare prizes. And remember, if you've already redeemed your free membership for month 1, then you need to redeem again each month to get the new rewards. Other things to look out for this month include the new Dino weapon packs and the July summer sale at Solomon's General Store. There's also the awesome Raitai Ronin set you can get from the new Elemental Forge. And do remember that the Magerat Aura will be available for everyone to grab from July 29th for 3 bonds or 1,000 Reaper points. Hold on to your butts, it's going to be an awesome month.
Yeah, that should be good.
Take boss fight mechanics and oh, sorry. Be in the face. He said, be in the face.
Alrighty. So that's a thing.
Super exciting. It's going to be an amazing month.
Yeah, it really is. Like, I'm going to have a hard time going outside this month because there's so many cool things happening.
Plus, there's the secret skill that's totally coming out this month that they just haven't told us about yet.
Right?
You know, everything. It's...
You know, after you kill all those dinosaurs, you're going to need to use archaeology to, you know, dust off their bones and figure out what they are, where they come from.
Yeah.
Scrimshaw them into new special creations. I don't know what I'm talking about, but hello, Luft Waffles. Welcome to chat.
This I'm so excited for the first piece of new land in the game in like a decade. It's not a mini game,
right?
So it's very exciting.
This should be pretty cool. I'm very excited for everything that they've announced on it. The Slayer, even the Slayer, coming out of my mouth. What are the totems? As you explore the island and take part in its various activities, you will find fragments which can be used to build totems. These tribal statues offer game-wide benefits and effects around time saving. For example, 1 reduce all aura cooldowns by 15%. There are a total of 8 totems to build, and you can have up to 3 active at any time. So this is similar to the Memorial of Guthix, only, you know, dino themed. And obviously it will have 8 other effects, and you'll have to activate them in a different way that we aren't familiar with yet. With great power comes great responsibility, however, so expect to spend a little more time looking after your totems if you want to keep enjoying those benefits. You'll get a little divination XP for your efforts. So cool. Again, you know, Memorial to Gothic style, divination XP, only an actual upkeep, so it's like tier 2 divination, Gothic's tier, you know, it's like Gothic's tier 2, you have to actually, it degrades, I like it. And then, now we have the Herb Lord, D&D, Herby Werby. On top of everything else, there's also the new Herb Lord XP. So, I want to know more about this, though. They're like these little shrubs that apparently run around, and I had a document on them, but I don't have it at the moment. I could go look it up, but
part of me,
uh,
I mean, we can, but I'm at the point where I'm avoiding
yeah,
new details until Monday.
Part of me wants to be surprised about some of this, you know, wants to keep some of it a mystery. One thing that we can't keep a mystery is Double XP Weekend, which is happening.
That's true. It's very exciting.
That's happening July 26th. It's going into the 29th, late morning. Non-members also get 20% extra XP. So good luck.
So I guess it's just 3 double XP weekends a year, man.
Yeah.
One that comes at surprise random time.
It sounds like it. What I think pretty much whenever the big update of the year is, that they throw in like bonus XP now. That's my guess.
I guess this is the big update of the year. It just seems like every year they do the summer hype thing.
Yeah, seems like it.
They want to keep their players playing when it's nice outside.
Does it open tomorrow at midnight? It opens tomorrow at 10 in the morning Jagex time, allegedly. That's what I was told. I can't confirm.
Tomorrow's Sunday, not Monday.
Oh yeah, sorry. My bad. Monday at 10 a.m. Jagex time? But I can't confirm that yet. Why does tomorrow have to be Sunday?
I'm really excited. I mean, they finally listened to Runescape Weekly and they put a agility course around the entire area.
Right.
Finally seems like they're doing a lot of different stuff to try to make it so you can make money in skilling. Like even the agility course, you're gonna have a chance to make a little money from, and the big game hunting. I'm really excited to see what that's like.
Indeed. Indeed.
Hopefully it actually makes more money than Shifting Tombs.
Oh, I know, right? Oh, poor Shifting Tombs. Dead on arrival.
Could have been so good if they actually made it make a decent amount of money.
Such a beautiful idea, too.
It is.
Moving along, I suppose, unless anyone want to say anything else about DXP or the month ahead.
No, I don't think so.
So
hopefully we'll be streaming on Monday. I guess that's one thing.
Oh yeah, I very much hope to be.
As long as my computer, I'm supposed to be streaming right now, but my computer's not cooperating, so I turned it off. For some reason, the game freezes, but my mouse keeps moving on my screen. It's really good.
This next one is a Jagex official one as well. Player support blog, account security. Welcome to the second in a series of our 4 blogs from the Jagex support team. In our first, we detailed plans to upgrade our servers. This blog is about account security and will examine what we're working on, strengthening passwords, breached account usage warnings, and coming soon, email notifications and validations for account behavior changes, account checks on the website, investigating if we should implement an authenticator delay, and in the future, additional account security systems and increasing account recovery security. Account security is a challenge for a few Account security is a challenge for all businesses on the internet. The number of websites to which people submit personal data and the frequency of efforts to access this data means that breaches are happening ever more frequently. It's therefore no surprise that improving account security comes with some major challenges. But we are nonetheless committed to overcoming them, although we must also be realistic. These changes will take time. Here's a detailed look at the various challenges with account security and how we're going to solve them. Better passwords. Our first priority is to strengthen passwords, and work is already underway. We're updating our systems to allow more complex passwords to be set and adding user guides that help users create them. We're also looking into how we can support password managers. Work with a third-party provider is underway to implement a system which searches the internet for breached password data. That way, we can warn you when you're using a password that might not be safe, or even stop you from choosing an insecure password in the first place. We really need your help on this, as these new systems will only benefit you if you choose to use them. In general, when it comes to password security, the essential things to remember are: never use the same password for your RuneScape account as you do for your email. If you are in any way concerned about your account safety, then set a new password immediately. Use a different password for every service online. Email notifications and security. Once password security is improved, our focus will shift to email notification. One of the quickest ways you can confirm you're the owner of an account is by using the email address registered to it. This is a very common security method you have likely seen on other sites. We're going to start sending email notifications to your email address if we see strange changes in account behavior, and in some circumstances, we will require authorization from that email address to log in. However, the risk of using emails for security is that we don't know if your personal email address is secure. And if the login details for your email are the same as your RuneScape account, then you've made it twice as easy for someone to find all the details they need. Essentially, the more secure your email address is, the more secure your RuneScape account is. If your email provider has extra security features like two-factor authentication, then please use them. Ultimately, these problems mean that in the long run, we want to move away from email and toward improved two-factor authentication. Two-factor authenticators. One of the most secure things you can likely do on your own is own a smartphone. Some have biometrics built in, most have additional password security, and importantly, people are generally very protective of them. We therefore want to use the security of your phone more to keep your RuneScape account safe, and the way to do that is a two-factor authentication app. Do note that we already offer two-factor authentication, and it is currently used by about 50% of active players. If you haven't already done so, then please set up two-factor authentication. Our aim is for all players to use two-factor authentication and for it to apply to the game and website login. One feature often requested by players is authentication delay. There are several ways we could do this, such as delaying change requests or temporarily limiting trades. We haven't ruled anything out just yet, but mindful that there are big risks of players getting locked out of their accounts or enduring restrictions if their phones are lost in the interim. We must also support users who need to change authenticator because they've lost access to their phone. These changes already happen more times a day than player support could handle if they had to check everyone individually. Our preferred option, therefore, is additional account security systems. additional security and account takeovers. We're looking into additional security checks using the same type of technology used to tackle payment fraud. This system will allow us to react to new threats in real time, create additional security models for different states of RuneScape accounts, such as active players, dormant accounts, not email registered, authentication supported, and respond sufficiently fast to avoid the blocks that authenticator delays could create. We believe this data-driven account security method is our best chance to tackle accounts takeovers. It can work for all accounts and all players. However, if for whatever reason you can't use two-factor authentication, this would be your backup to protect your account. As a result, though, it would take a few seconds to run checks every time you logged in, so users might encounter a slight delay. This system will check millions of logins every day, and it would be wrong of us to assume that it would get it right every time. Striking the right balance between brevity and security, in other words, letting the right users in and keeping the illegitimate users out, all without creating too much of a delay, will be a process, and we're unlikely to get it right straight away. We will be doing extensive testing before going live to perfect this. But please be patient with us. We are looking at how you'll be able to contact us and resolve the situation ASAP if you do get incorrectly blocked. If all goes according to plan, then this should all happen without you ever seeing it or having to worry about it. Unless you're trying to steal someone's account, of course. For that reason, we won't be regularly updating players on progress. The build and setup is going to take some time. This is a key priority for Jagex, so it will be ready as soon as possible. Current estimates point to a rollout in the first half of 2020. Despite the challenges, we think the benefits are worth overcoming the issues. So that's an interesting system that they have going there. Some sort of like AI that checks to see if you are who you say you are instead of authenticator. Recovery abuse. One of the biggest challenges we face when reviewing account recovery attempts is identifying if the request has been submitted by the account owner. Our focus for the next year is on stopping the hijackers before they even get to an account. But regardless, we need to improve how we process account recovery attempts. This may mean that appeal information requirements become stricter. It's going to take some time to find the right balance between safety and swiftly getting players back into the game. At the moment, we don't feel we have it quite right. So work will continue on this. We understand how important account security is to you, just as it is to us. We hear everything you're saying, and while we can't fix it overnight, we won't stop until things get better. We'll keep you posted on our progress, but please keep talking to us. Please keep sharing your concerns, and we'll keep posting, offering our suggestions. We're committed to doing everything we can. So that's a lot of information in there, but a lot of stuff there. Oh, sorry about that. Our bot doesn't allow links. Not necessarily because links are bad, but just because I haven't configured links yet. But wow, that was a lot of information. But what does anyone think about that system? I mean, does that sound like an incentive to just go without what's we call it, 2FA? Is that gonna embolden people to just not use two-factor authentication? I don't know. Anyway, I can continue along here, unless anyone else has anything to say on that. Next up here, we have stat changes coming along to the Kiln Cape. This is coming from Mod Shawnee. It says here, since the comp cape redesign update, we've been monitoring comments in relation to stats on the max and completionist cape, as well as the fight kiln capes. This week, we added 100 life point bonuses on the max comp capes. During this time, we've been having discussions regarding the stats on the capes themselves. As a result, in the future, dates not confirmed, we'll be making the following changes. So for the bonuses from the max and comp capes will be boosted from 26 to 31, and the bonuses on the kiln capes from 31 to 33. So, a little bit of a boost there. Again, doesn't mean much to me, but sounds like cool stuff. Alright, we have an article here before we get into the OSRS drama here. This article here is was written by Mod Days. So this is pretty interesting. I wanted to include it in the show. I saw him tweet it out the other day, and I thought, oh, this is pretty cool. I didn't know he was a writer, so I thought we would include this right before we get into the insane drama. Well, that is not really drama, but you know how the old school RuneScape subreddit can get. The non-issue, that is. But we can have one more nice, wholesome topic before. Hopefully Hana will return before then. Hello, Smarrogo Trar. Forgive me on that name. Hey, how are things? I've watched your Magebit Twitch channel. I love RuneScape Weekly. Breaking the Storm. I'm about to do graphic elements and arts for your streaming. You are very good at picking out keywords of things. Anyway, let me continue on. Let's see here. Sorry for all of the my bot harassing you, Cass. Anyway, I will continue reading this next article. It's called Getting into Games. 3 Steps to Unlocking a Career in the Games Industry. What do you want to do when you grow up? I want to work in games. Kid, you got no chance. There's no career in games. For my generation, this was the reaction I heard almost any chance. I'm sorry. For my generation, this was the reaction almost every time I spoke about wanting to work in games. Parents, family, and friends all tried to explain to me how it wasn't going to be possible. Despite everyone my age running home from school to play games, apparently there was no chance of getting a career in this industry, right? Despite being surrounded by them. Good news, everyone! In 2017, the games industry is now worth over $100 billion, and there has never been more opportunity to get that career in games than right now. But here's the challenge. There are more jobs. However, the quality of people being hired continues to increase every single day. So what does this mean for you? If you're looking for a career in games, what can you do to get ahead and put yourself in the best place to be the one who is hired? I'm going to try to break down into 3 steps that will help you focus and start the path to success. Step 1, find your passion. When I said I wanted to work in games, if anyone had actually asked me what I wanted to do specifically, I would have been at a loss. I hadn't actually educated myself on how games are made. Around the age of 14, I took the steps to get educated. My very first step was discovering a little something called RPG Maker, which I began to dabble in, and I quickly became aware that if I was going to get into games, it would be in programming. From that point, I continued to practice. I picked up more programming languages, and I began to shift my education towards anything that would teach me more and more about programming, eventually leading to a degree in games computing. That was my path. You need to find yours. And the best thing about the games industry is it's so much broader than you probably ever imagined. Games companies need developers, artists, animators, but they also need accountants, lawyers, social media managers, and on and on and on. There are so many different entry points that if you want it, you can get it. So what you need to do is discover what your passion is. Experiment with different things and find what connects you. Programming was the thing that clicked me, and every day I go to work and I love it because I'm doing what I love to do. And here's the thing, you might not find your passion on your first try. If it doesn't feel right, pivot and look around again. Is there something else that's calling out to you? Well, give it a try then. Whatever it is, make this the thing and live and breathe. Because if you find your passion once you enter that interview, it should shine from you and so obvious to everyone in the room that you are the person that they want to hire. Learn your trade. Once you've found your passion, the next thing is to learn your trade. Passion is so good, but you need to build the depth of knowledge. Depending on your age, one of the biggest questions you'll find yourself is facing whether you require a university degree or not. And the answer is, it depends on you. What does a degree get you? It gets you a structured program for learning. It gets you access to lecturers who you can and should glean for as much knowledge as possible, and it gets you access to an absolute ton of resources that you should make more use of than you probably will. Seriously, ask most people who have been to university and they'll admit this. And at the end, you receive that mythical piece of paper, the degree. This item is said to have magical qualities such as the ability to unlock doors to HR departments and gain you an interview. Once in that interview, you are armed with at least 3 years of learning and projects that you can show off and talk about. You can discuss all the challenges that you overcame and show and those group projects that worked on and how you were such a good team player, which would make you such an excellent fit for their team. What happens if you can't get a degree? While a degree has huge potential for unlocking doors, there are those who either don't have access to higher education due to money, grades, or current life situations, or that method of learning doesn't suit you. However, this doesn't have to be a blocker to getting a career in games. It is still a very real possibility, however. It will require a different path and set of skills, such as self-discipline. You need to stay true to your ambition and sacrifice as much of your free time as possible to learning. Much of your learning may be similar to a degree, but it will require you to seek out this information rather than it being handed to you in a neatly packaged program. Thankfully, there's a wonderful thing called the internet filled with an unbelievable amount of resources that you can learn from, and the best thing about this is much of it is free. Unlike university, it requires time and energy on your part to find the resources you require, but almost anything you want to know is out there. There are also communities full of like-minded people that you can connect to, which allow you to share knowledge. Regardless of what route you take, this point in your journey requires a large amount of learning to prepare you for a career in games. If you can couple that knowledge with the passion to work in games, it leads us to our final point. Make something. Obvious, right? Wrong. Unfortunately, or fortunately for you, the motivated individual, people take all this learning and never create something on their own. Instead, they leave their lectures in computer labs and instantly switch off, choosing to spend their time watching TV or playing games instead of spending any of their time investing in their future. What better way to show off everything you've accomplished than having a game of your own that you can demonstrate? Going through this process helps you understand everything that goes into the development, from initial planning all the way to publishing your game. It doesn't need to be large or even complete. You can present it alongside it, explaining what you were trying to achieve. You can discuss how and why you made it the way you did. You can discuss your learnings and how you would improve it if you started again. If you don't like it, you can have the whole skill set necessary to create a game. There are communities online which allow you to connect to others and build up a team that can work together, more skills that you can bring up in an interview. This exercise of practical learning requires self-discipline and sacrifice, but all of it helps push you ahead and push you ahead of the pack and shows those in the industry that, yes, this is something that you truly want and that you are the correct person to hire. Passion, expertise, discipline. Following these 3 steps require a huge amount of effort, and along the way, you will undoubtedly face challenges that made you question if it's all worth it. Let me tell you, it is. My whole childhood was filled with dreams of working in games, and to know that I am living that dream now is an unbelievable, sorry. And to know that I am living that dream now is an unbelievable privilege. If that is your dream too, then I encourage you to take these steps to achieving it. Good luck. So,
And happy scaping.
yeah, and happy scaping. So, I mean, that's very similar to when I was 14. I was playing around with RPG Maker as well and feeling out my programming skills and realizing that I too could not realizing that I wanted to do that type of stuff, and I was trying to get on the programming bandwagon and whatnot, and I realized that that part wasn't for me. And then I just I went into the more conceptual design. I started sketching out how things would be done, like the mechanical design side of things, and that's where I kind of fit. And then I found that I more like this type of thing. I like talk. I like doing more creative style on this end. It's weird. Anyway, I very much admire this article. But anyway, that's that. I wanted to briefly interject here, and we're about mid-show now. You should not get muted again, Cass. I made you a VIP in the channel. You should be able to post links now. VIPs get around moderation. I wanted to show off speaking of legacy here and all of the stuff, I wanted to show off the 10-year archive that we've got going on real quick in our whatchamacallit. So I'll bring that up real quick on the screen here. So for those of you who don't know, for sustaining members and those of you who order the 10-year interview stick, you get access to the 10-year archive as well, which is a Google Drive archive that brings up this drive here, which has access to some of our oldest content on it here. So as long as you are a member, you can actually see this stuff here. So I will pop in here. Bloop. To our drives. Actually, hang on. Get a bigger screen of it. Come on, screen capture. Smart selection. There it is. There we go. So, when you come down into here, you can see all of our old shows that we have brought in here. And one of the things that I found most interesting, I think, these do not sort the way I wanted them to, but In this archive here is a show, one episode here where I refer to myself as the artist formerly known as Magebit, and I introduce myself as Venki. So there's actually one episode of RuneScape Weekly where I am Venki, and I found it, and it is in the archives, and I think that is interesting. So it does come on the USB stick. It's also for sustaining members, and that is a pretty cool little thing. Available over at patreon.com/RuneScape. Available for supporters, for sustaining members, and for people who order the 10-year anniversary stick. Anyway.
So that's when you lost the name Magebot.
That's when I lost my name Magebot, correct. Yes. When Magebot, when somebody reported my name and said that my name was associated with botting. So Jagex took my name from me, and I had to think up a new name. So I changed my name to Venki. So I had to come up with a name for the show. So for one day on the show, my name was Venki. But then all of the show people rioted on the forums, and we got it changed back to Magebot.
Beautiful.
And
I love it.
It was good. So that episode is there in the archives, and you can check that out. The Google Drive link is available to sustaining members over on Patreon. Anyway, we can.
So I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Do we want to do this as a two-parter? I just had some family stuff come up, so
Okay.
I can do the second part, but we'd have to rush it. So I don't know if we just want to.
If you want,
record second part old school RuneScape special, either today or tomorrow evening.
if you have time to record tomorrow, we can do a two-part. I don't mind.
I won't have time till the afternoon or evening tomorrow, but
I don't mind recording in the evening as long as you're okay with, as long as you can actually do it. If you're,
Yeah.
I don't want to rush it because there's a lot of stuff to come still.
that's what I figured, and I didn't want to. Sorry, my
That's
sister's in town and more family opportunities open, so I
No,
figured
that's
I'd
no,
see.
that's no problem. I'll wrap up the show here and I'll just keep streaming as normal. Like I'll just play RuneScape for a little while or something.
Cool. So we'll record part 2 of this show tomorrow. Special 2-parter. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I will just write down the end time here so I know when to cut. But I will go ahead and do the end cap, basically. But thank you very much. Sorry for the abrupt ending. We will go ahead and leave you on a cliffhanger for the old school RuneScape content for this episode of RuneScape Weekly. But next time, we will follow up with the dramatic conclusion of what happened to old school RuneScape, followed by Mod Osborne's thoughts on old school RuneScape and how he thinks it is a creative beta for RuneScape 3. And he took the words right out of my mouth. And literally, like, I said that first. Anyway, partnerships.
Start crediting us when you take our ideas, Jagex. Jeez.
I know, right? Happy Scaping was mine, said that in 2009. Literally could not have said that before me, because they started saying that in like 2013, 2014, whenever they started podcasting or whatever. Literally, when they started doing their shitty podcast, is when they started saying it. I started saying it in 2009. It was... They make me
Those
angry.
jerks.
I know. They're... Breathe, Magebit. Anyway, hero items. We got lots of stuff still to talk about to come. Probably a good another half an hour. Probably a good another hour and a half yet to come. See you next time. In the meantime, though, you can find us on social media. Facebook.com/RSWeekly. At RSWeekly over on Twitter. You can find us on Discord. Discord.runeweek.com. We are over on YouTube as well. RuneScape Weekly on YouTube. Magebit.tv is our Twitch channel. that's our Siamese cat princess. And you can also support the show, patreon.com/RuneScape. Get access to pre-shows, get access to morning shows, get access to Twitch subscriber audio, all that fun stuff at different tiers, of course, because I'm trying to not starve to death. But I love you all. Big special thanks to our top Patreon supporters, Sudwood and Ricky A. And again, we'll be back to finish off this show tomorrow. Happy escaping. It's funny, I realized I was looking around for something to write down with, and then I realized this isn't 1999. I don't have a pencil.
Ah,
I have to open up Notepad.
thanks for understanding.
Yeah, no problem. The pretzel.
I don't know what's up with my whole computer's acting weird.
That sucks. My computer badly needs new heat stuff.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
I know you're not sure. Thank you for the diddle-a-ling. Okay, on the window, hang on. Thank you for the follow, GMS Daver. I appreciate that. Yeah, my computer needs new heatsink juice. Badly.
It's a good way to describe it. I like it.
And I've been meaning. Computer, turn on the fridge.
Okay.
Computer melt ice cream.
I've been meaning to do it, but I don't want to do. I've been really, my plan was to just replace the processor, because that's generally what I do, is I just burn them out and then replace them. But I have to stop doing that and act like not like a capitalist.
That would be smart. It's not a very good use of money.
I know. Because I could totally get another year out of this processor if I wanted to.
A year? Jeez, you have... Your hardware expectations are far lower than mine.
I get very angry when I see RTX. When I see glowing RTX letters in people's machines, I get very angry.
It's literally a meme online because you can't even tell the difference.
I can. There's like a picture of somebody at like their pop, like there's like, oh I'm at like a Zotac pop-up, first one I've ever been to. I see like a little glowing RTX in the distance, and I'm like, oh, sure, I don't have one of them.
Amazing.
I don't know. I honestly don't know what the power difference between the 1080 and the 2080 is. It's probably not.
It's not much.
It's probably not that much.
Especially, yeah. If you had like a 1070 or whatever, then it might be worth it. But with a 1080, it's not worth it. The next card might be, but you wouldn't notice the difference, not for that price. Alright, we're gonna go get ready to do some stuff, and then I will, we'll record the rest tomorrow. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Have a good rest of your stream.
I will. I'm gonna.
Bye.
Bye-bye. It's one I'm actually playing on minimum graphics right now. I'm gonna get my microphone in real close to me, so I don't have to talk very loudly. The new graphics don't even look bad anymore. Alright, let's see here. Hold off on that. That was a good article. I did not ask for anything, thank you though. Breaking the storm. I've been hiding from Facebook. I've been off Facebook for almost 2 weeks now. What is this? After seeing Old School win their battle against the MTX proposal. Oh, don't worry. We live in a different world. Yeah, they probably cut down on the animations, I imagine. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now I'm looking at it. This is not our RuneScape. What am I listening to? Return of the Robe, return all robots. Okay. Did not mean to turn it up. Turn it down slightly. Please let us burn the boat at reset so we can AFK longer. I would like to just sell all of my soft clay that I bought for 120 crafting. That would be nice. Is this the launch trailer that that got you like banned from chat, Cass? Let me see. Or is this different? I don't know. This is 1:16. When was this posted? Popping it open. Ah, yeah, it's unlisted. This is posted yesterday, the 5th. Alright. Let's play it. So happy about it. Looks cool. I'm excited. This song is excited too. I've spent way too much time here, though. I am looking forward to this event being over. When I came here, I think I've gotten like 12 million XP in crafting. Let's open up Rune metrics and take a look. Because when did this stupid thing start? Came back to RuneScape halfway through this event. What's the rewards for hitting the community tiers? Let's take a look. Yeah, got boots. We got box. We got invisible gloves. Pants. We got chest. Hood. Box. Flag resting animation, which is kind of cool. It's a big Varric standard. There's a little more pet. You'll see them. They're everywhere eventually. Maybe you won't see them because I'm in minimum. And the Stormbreaker title, which you get at 20,000. Yeah, the music in this new area is supposed to be pretty sweet. That's the player tiers. What's that? Oh, I don't think there are community tiers for this one. Sorry, I misread that. It's just player tiers for this one. And there will be many player tiers when this leaves the game because there will be no AFKing anymore. There will be no more AFKing. Where am I? What is this page? Why have I been brought to this screen? I'm gonna close this because I don't know why I'm here. Bum, bum, ba-da-da. Beta shirt for one of my favorite skills, a dungeoneering map. I want to fight this person in real life. Top comment. It's safe to say that this shirt is a large. The powers of squinting. Let's see now. It's funny because it's a large dungeon floor. But the joke did not land. Why would you do this? Won't Lenika's level 90 Slayer requirement make more rune obsolete too quickly? Why does every device that I have...
Every Day is a 2018 movie directed by Michael Sucksee, starring Angourie Rice, Justice Smith, and Lucas Jade Zuman.
Why does every smart device I have want to talk to me today? Seems like a good way to promote Authenticator and pins via email. Oh yeah. We're coming up on Account Security Week or something like that. Old school RuneScape player here and a Reddit lurker. I just want to say thank you to the RuneScape community. It's no secret that there is a constant bashing of RuneScape 3 and old school RuneScape players. Yep. You're just high because you got rid of MTX. You're just riding that high right now, so you came over here to say something nice. Here, let's be. We're actually playing Sea of Thieves. This is our captain's quarters. I do have to get down to the post office today, though. I got to drop off one of the 10-year anniversary thumb drives. So I'm probably going to wrap this stream up at like 2:30. What are they, the other 364 days of the year? What a what? I already. If I said something, I already forgot what I said. Stream of consciousness. Can't access account. Lost email. Failed 10 times. Account, are we talking about account security? Ah, right. They're making fun of us the other 364 days of the year. The adventure begins in 66 hours. Nah, it's probably a little old by now. It's 1 day old, actually, so it's like shave off 24 hours. You know, this actually inspired me a little bit. I kind of wanted to like turn the entire Stan song into an Eminem or like a parody, because they just annoy me so much. Dear Jagex, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling. I left my Reddit, my Twitter, my email at the bottom. I sent you 2 appeals back in autumn, but you never, but you must have not got them. There probably was a problem with the servers or something. Like I could build off that. That's genius. They deserve every freaking upvote they got on that shit. Please don't call them wondering why. Play marbles on Steam. I have a headache. I have so many games that I do want to play that are not RuneScape. But RuneScape keeps making me play it with its stupid events. I'm out of water too. Oh, I keep whipping my head back and forth too. It's not helping. When my monitors are from here to here, it's difficult to not do that. Oh. So chat is over here, right? RuneScape is over here. And my main monitor is here. So I'm doing a lot of whipping my head back and forth. There is a Slipknot video from a long time ago where a guy has a braid coming out of his head. Look right here. Just a braid. I've always wanted to do that. Just so I could whip it back and forth. Obviously, I've never done that. Because I need to walk into stores and stuff and be taken seriously. But, man, I want one. If I could just reach like PewDiePie level of like streamer fame, I would grow one of those. We're supposed to get thunderstorms today too. Again. Oh, also Open Minds is almost done. And by almost done I mean done. I wonder if that window. Is that scene 10? Or is it scene 11? Is it this scene? Yeah, it's this scene. This is it's almost done. I know you can't see me anymore, but if I bring this over to this monitor, it's pretty much. Let me bring myself on here real quick. You don't need me. All I'm waiting for is the here. I'll bring up the hang on. No. Where's the other audio piece here? I have a little jingle being worked on, and I just need a small piece of it. So that's part of the opening jingle there, but I'm missing the voice acting part of it. So I'm just waiting for the voice actor, and then we're good. It's probably the longest I've taken to ever release something that's pretty much sitting on my table done. And I'm really bad at doing that, so that should say something like I really want this to not suck. And I'm not even that confident in the quality. Open Minds is my new podcast that is coming out. That I've been saying is coming out for like a month now. But the first pilot episode has been done for about a week now. I've just been working on the intro. And I edited the stream. Now that you're a VIP, you can actually watch any of my editing sessions now when I go live to do them. So they're for they're for subscribers, VIPs, and moderators. But whatchamacallit? What was I gonna say? The pilot episode was a total mess because I was a total mess, and I let Jake take the lead, who has zero experience podcasting. So that was just not fair of me. But you know, I have panic disorder, and that's just life. But the show is about mental health, so I mean that's kind of to be expected. I'm still excited about it. And it will hit iTunes and Google Podcast and Stitcher and all that fun stuff. Probably Monday. Just waiting on that MP3. Oh, my stomach. I can't believe I'm actually like excited for my psychiatrist appointment next month. I want to get off this medication. It's killing me. It's gonna be a fight, but I'm gonna try my hardest to change. Are we getting a blowpipe weapon? Panic by darts. The land out of town. This is pretty sweet. If anything, I'm at least keepsaking this. This looks badass. Nice. I love blow darts, blowpipes, whatever you want to call them. Why do additional action bars get minimized with the chat in Legacy? Because it's Legacy. AI has achieved 5.4 billion. That's pretty cool. What's half of that? 3.2, roughly? No? I don't know. Wow, that's a mess. All right. So my plan is after I hop off of here, take a nice cold shower, because I think it's like 90 degrees outside. Yeah, it is. Who planned that? I gotta get to the post office before it closes, which I don't... Saturday post office. Let's figure that out real quick, shall we? But don't die on me, body. Sorry. What do you mean it's not a valid city? I'll... Don't you... Alright. Saturday. Oh, they're closed. Damn it! Well then, it's good to see you all. I guess we don't technically have to go anywhere. Not a big deal. That'll get out Monday. That'll be my first thing out Monday. I'm a bad person. I can't do... This song is not very song. Which data we sent so far? 6 gigs. Sounds about right. I'm doing this over a new VPN, so I'm testing it out. I'm paying for a 10 gigabit connection, so it shouldn't give us any hiccups. One thing I've been wanting to do, and this might be an opportunity to do it, is go watch really old episodes of me questing. That are probably unlisted. Or that are definitely unlisted. Because I can't behave myself back then. Why am I logged into... Oh, yeah. YouTube beta. Just wish I had water. So, like, if I were to go into videos here and just search for the word quest, maybe? See what comes up. Just like Magebit, I don't know. I just came to one specific video. I'm not sure why. Alright, show all. Okay, Magebit is... I want to see the old ones. The unlisted ones, yes. Show 50 per page. Have fun at the museum. Appreciate you stopping by. So this is when we thought the 200th quest might have been leaked to Wikia. What was the 200th quest? It definitely wasn't this.
This is RuneScape.com. Here we have a post on the Runescape Wikia page, which looks to be a little fishy, found by user Karoma and submitted to me as of the 27th. We have here the Second God Wars, quest number 200, which does not exist yet. Quoting from the probably fake wiki page here, it says the Second God Wars is the 7th Grandmaster quest in which Gillianor has once again come under destruction by another War of the Gods. The quest has by far the most skill requirements, all being extremely high, and thus can only be...
Man, I didn't just... no audio balance in that video. Oh my god, it's getting too hot in here now. Probably because it's 92 degrees outside. I think I will save my energy for tomorrow and begin editing this show so I can get half of it up as soon as possible. So take care, everyone, and happy scaping.